Hello everyone, Hare Krishna. So welcome back to another episode of Bhagavad Gita. Today I have chosen a very interesting topic. The topic is karma, action. From chapter 2, let's see what Lord says about action, about karma to his best disciple. So stay with me. We are very much confused and bewildered about our own action. Also, we are very much confused about what we should do, what we should not do. Should we just deliver our karma, or still we should wait for the results? So all the questions, there is one solutions where Lord Krishna is going to say. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, first Lord Krishna has used the term action, which is karma, meanings both action and its consequences. So let's start. So to better understand, I will recite most brilliant sloka where you will come to know that you are entitled only to perform the action, not its consequence. So here Lord Krishna actually recited a very beautiful sloka to his best disciple Arjuna. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ति मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते संगस्तकर्मणि. So Krishna is himself reciting. So this sloka actually Krishna was reciting for his best friend on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. When Arjun was he was not ready at all for fighting with his near and dear ones. At that point of time, Lord himself, he was trying to convince to his friend Arjuna by reciting this beautiful sloka. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भूर मा ते संगस्त karmani. How beautiful sloka. So Lord Krishna is trying to say here to Arjun that, hey Arjun, you have right only to perform the action, which is karma, but you are not entitled. Lord is saying to Arjun that you have right to perform the prescribed duties. You are entitled only to perform your duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. So this is the meaning of this particular sloka. कर्मण्ये बधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर माते संगस्त कर्माणि. So he's telling that you only have the rights to perform your duties, but you don't think about the results. It is applicable for each and every individual also. So Krishna is trying to say that we should not have the desire of the fruit. We only should deliver our action, our karma. That's why he says to Arjun that you should not covet. You should not covet the fruits of the action. Just you deliver. And he said, neither Arjun should, grow disillusioned with action. So basically, Lord Krishna is trying to say that we must deliver our prescribed duties, but we should not have the desire of the fruits of the action, of the karma. Selflessly we have to deliver our karma, our action. That's why he is telling that Arjun should not have the COVID. Lord is saying that Arjun should not have COVID, these fruits of the action. He just should deliver his action, and he should stand and he should fight without thinking of the results of the whole war. So selflessly Arjun has to fight. This is the actually, I mean, here Lord Krishna says to Arjun that, hey Arjun, simply by performance of the action, you will be freed from the bonds of action. So difficult subject matter, Lord Krishna is simplified within one word, which is by performance of the action, we, not only Arjun, the whole human society will be freed from the bonds of action. So Arjun, and so the whole human society, you just, perform, just deliver your service, deliver your duties without any fruits or fruitative results. So this is the actual actual meaning of this sloka, or this is the actual meaning or intention where Lord Krishna was trying to convince to his best disciple Arjuna on the Kurukshetra, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So the intention was, what was the intention behind it? To make him understand about what is karma. So here Lord Krishna says to Arjun that about what is action, how to deliver, that seed or initial impulse of action is indestructible. Seed or initial impulse of action is indestructible, which is nobody can destroy. It's the initial stage. But once it is initiated, then nature or anyone has no means to destroy it. Once it is initiated, then nature has no means to destroy it. And Lord is saying that even a slightest flaw of its action, Lord Krishna is telling that even a slightest flaw in action never abandons us. A slightest flaw of action never abandons us. While we are stranded amidst, slightest flaw will never abandon us, and while we are stranded amidst, we are stranded amidst of the temptations. Temptation of the celestial pleasure. The slightest flaw will never abandon us, and while we stranded amidst. So what is dharma, basically? From this teaching, Krishna's teaching, we clearly can understand what is dharma. Dharma is just we should deliver our selfless devotion or service or duties without accepting the results, or without fruitative results. From this sloka, we can learn many more things which we can apply in our daily life, because karma is the topic. It's quite interesting and quite tricky and quite tough to understand. It's a very a tough subject matter to understand. But if we regularly read and try to understand the meaning of Krishna's teaching, then somewhere it will help us to understand, or it will help us to align our daily life uh, in terms of what we should do, what we should not do, what kind of activity we should deliver, we should do, what kind of uh, activities actually we should perform. All that kind of answers are there in this. Krishna is telling that at least, practice of karma, or least practice of dharma, actually it redeems a man from the birth, cycle of birth and death. A least practice of karma, right kind of, which has been given in the Shastra, which Lord Krishna told to Arjuna directly, that how your karma should be, uh, how to deliver your karma, your action. Why you should not wait for the results. You should not have desire for the results. Because Lord Krishna is talking about selfless devotions, where there is no desire, no hankering for the results. Because we are really engaged to perform in various activities, uh, rather than worship God, or rather than to understand the concept of God, or to read Bhagavad Gita, to understand about the subject matter and Krishna's teaching. We are really somewhere ignoring to know the absolute truth. We are really engaged in various activities in our life. So let's see next what Lord Krishna says to Arjun. Lord Krishna is telling Arjun should undertake action. But what is action? Let's see. So, to better understand what is karma, before we must know what is yoga. Here Lord Krishna is talking about a little bit of yoga. Yoga is equipoised our mind. When our mind is equipoised, then it's called yoga. So, equipoise of mind, what is called yoga. So, when there is no unevenness in your mind, when your mind is completely settled with tranquility and serenity, then you are yogi. When our mind, especially our mind, because yoga is related directly to the mind. So when your mind is equipoised and serenity, and there is no unevenness in your mind, then mind is on absolute truth, the fixed on or resolute on absolute truth, which is God, then you are called as yogi. So yoga, we can also understand, because mind and yoga are very closely related to each other, then we can understand in this way also that when mind in there is no unevenness and filled with equanimity, then the you know person is called yogi. Or we can understand that, what exactly yoga is. Why yoga is interrelated with the mind? Because yoga means that we have to control our mind. We have to bring our mind into single pointed attention. We are so restless. We are hankering. Each time we are hankering to the, you know to the material world to fulfill our desires. So mind is very restless. So to bring our mind, it's not so easy task. But here Lord Krishna says that greed or desire, destroys the evenness of the mind. So it's most important to maintain the evenness of the mind. And also Krishna says that attachments also, you know, destroy the equality. So our desires actually, which is also, you can say, the attachments for the material benefits actually make our mind, you know, unequal. So Lord Krishna is telling one by one to Arjun that how your mind uh, should be, like how you should control your mind in a single pointed attention. And that's why Lord Krishna is talking about bit yoga. So to understand action, karma, before we have to understand what is yoga. So our desires, actually it kills the serenity of the mind. Our desire kills, destroys the serenity, destroys the evenness of the mind, destroys the equality of the mind. That's why Lord Krishna is telling you have to just deliver the service, but don't wait for the results. Because these results, your desire, actually will kill your serenity of the mind, will kill the peace and tranquility of your mind. So better you just deliver your action. Don't wait for the result. So this is only the reason Lord Krishna is trying to say that you just deliver your service, selfless devotion, but you don't wait for the results. Why we should not wait for the results? Because the results is our desire, which we create by our own. So these desires kills the serenity and the peace and the evenness, equanimity of the mind. So this is the, this is only the reason I think we human society should understand that why we should just deliver our service selflessly without thinking any consequences. Then our life will be easy. It will be very easy to move forward. So that is why we should not be hankering behind the results. Quite interesting topic and quite tough to understand. But when you will read Bhagavad Gita, when you will, hear more and more about Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's teaching, then definitely you will come to know about your action and why you should not. You should not. Here Lord Krishna is telling that how and why you should not. You should not have, desire to see the results. In the contrary, simultaneously, there also should, should not be diminishing of the faith. There should not be, you should have faith. At the same time, you should have faith on God, that yes, God is ultimate. He is the supreme, and he, he definitely hears uh, the devotees' prayers. So you should not lose basically your faith on God, but at the same time, you should not have the, you know, a desire of the consequences of your action. When Lord Krishna himself is telling that don't worry about the consequences, just surrender unto me, then definitely we have to have faith on him, and we should move forward in our life. Because definitely after the final absolution, there is no need of faith. Or after final absolutions, there a man does not need a Ved, to follow, because Lord Krishna is going to give all the results. Only we have to perform our prescribed duties. Of course, as we do not need a pond when we have, or we are surrounded by, or all stretching ocean. When there is vast ocean, then we do not care about a small pond. Likewise, we have to deliver our service. We should not wait for the results, because Lord Krishna is going to give all the results. Only we have to have faith on him, and just we should deliver our service. This is only our duty, which Lord Krishna is trying to convince or trying to say, not only to Arjun, but to the whole human society. Now, did you understand the particular sloka? Karmannevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangasta karmani. Just you deliver your service selflessly, and you should have the patience of your own karma, your own action. Because we should not have the desire of the consequences, but we should have patience in our mind that God is going to do something good according to our action. And we have learned about what is yoga, what exactly yoga is. Yoga, you have to balance equanimity. When there is equanimity, equality, serenity in your mind, then that state actually it's called yoga, and you are yogi. So how one can be yogi? When there is equanimity in their mind. So today we have learned so many things. We have little bit knowledge about what is karma, and even Lord Krishna says about karma, how to do, why you should not wait for the results, for the consequences of the action. And to understand, to better understand about our action, before we should understand about yoga, what is yoga, because yoga is related with the mind, so both are very closely related. So how to maintain the serenity and the equanimity in our mind, what is the exact process or way to maintain that, we have learned from this sloka, from this today's Bhagavad Gita's this sloka. And how to resolute on absolute truth when we we are really resolute on absolute truth, then we gradually can realize our own identity with God. Because We are part and parcel of God. Just to re-establish our relationship with God, we need to understand first yoga, and then we must resolute with single pointed attention, and it definitely will help us to realize our own identity. So yoga is actually the state of culmination. When you are So now we have come to know that yoga is the state of culmination, but it's the initial stage, right? Yoga is the initial stage uh, to 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 identify uh, our own self, our own position with God, and it's a very good way to re-establish our relationship with God. So, to maintain the serenity of the mind, it's really not easy task. It's really very difficult task. But if you will read Bhagavad Gita, if you'll discuss about it, you will share, if you share with your friends or family, definitely, gradually, you know, we can find our serenity and equanimity and tranquility uh, of our minds. But we need practice. We need practice on daily basis. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.